Now I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. Hello, Morty here, Morty's Diner channel. Welcome, fans and friends. Okay, let's get the diner opened up. Hello, Gampers, my New York friend. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Rhyme time. You must have gotten yourself a new manager. No, same executive board. Hello, an acquired taste. GD. GD, where is that? Just super chat 100 pesos. Morty's got standards. Buckets. Yeah, thank you, GD. An acquired taste. Imagine a senior citizen with cataracts riding a bike in the pre-dawn dark, packing a Glock. What could go wrong? Hello, MT85, panel member. Can you make your currency in YouTube to send lesser currencies? I don't know. GD is the master of the currency, so he might be able to answer that question. I don't know. And there's the answer, Patel Philippe. Hello, Patel. Yeah, just need to use a VPN. Okay, so that's how you do it. GD, why would you want to do that to our good friend Morty, MT? No Locks Report recap? And did Locks Report do a Locks? Locks Report. I was thinking Docs for a second. Okay. Patel Philippe. GD, we may have a new panelist tomorrow. We'll see. Hello, Rich Mitch. I like the cocktail barmaid. Well, yeah, she's nice. Seems wholesome, yeah. Jay Gray sweater. Heavy quote. That is attributed to, well, Oppenheimer. Rich Mitch. Now I have bad bum breath. The destroyer of turds. Well, yeah, sentiment is similar but updated to the 2020s. GD, 1,000 Argentinian pesos. Thank you very much. We love Morty's Diner. I can't calculate or convert 1,000 pesos. It's too complicated. But thank you very much, GD. Very nice. From the Badagabagabuda. Badabagdada. Now, is that how it's spelled? Badavagita. Badavagita. The moon is hollow and filled with interplanetary stormtroopers. You know, that reminds me of a scene from Star Trek. The one where McCoy falls in love with this woman, with this beautiful woman, and they're in a planet that's underground. And they're all controlled by this thing which controls everybody, including McCoy and Kirk and one of the guys on the planet who has never seen the surface. Doesn't he say something like, well, "I have seen above and I can something"? I don't remember. I'd have to look at the episode. Patel. That would be a nice trolling method. GD Docs has been so oblivious that the Locks report will soon become the #1 news provider. Wow. Yeah, I don't think that's the correct spelling, but you know, nobody listens to me. It's okay. Okay. MT85. Today's implosion has led to great momentum. Oh my God. 20,000. I know this from last night now. Dong. Vietnamese dong. Cheer up, Morty. Here's 20,000 dongs. Thank you so much, GD. MT85. Patel, daily implosions, it seems. If you don't donate today, you don't count, I guess. Oh, here it is. There it is. Okay, so very happy to see my good friends, Patel Philippe, MT85, GD, Rich Mitch, and Jay Gray, and everybody. Acquired Taste, Gampers, the Sardine Friend. It gets old around the 5th time, yeah. Let me lower that background music just a little bit. Okay, so today's show is titled Monday Afternoon at Morty's Diner. Yep, that's it. So, very interesting. Well, I don't think interesting is the right word. A very blank past 24 hours. I think we can say that. And just to do a very quick recap. So I did a show last night. I think it was 7 o'clock to 11:30 p.m. my time. About, I think. Okay. And MT85, thank you very much for the channel support. $5 super chat. Here is some useful currency. Thank you very much, MT. Arch does the same thing with Patel, just added. All right, okay. All right, okay. So I did a show last night. It started off, truly, the plan was I was going to do a show and just play that intermission clip. It's like a 4-minute clip with a very catchy background, the music. Let me see if I can find it just for 5 seconds. Yeah, this one. Okay, my plan last night was, sign on the show and just play that for about 3 hours. I'd have been here at my desk doing some other stuff. And, if somebody was in the chat and wanted to be on the panel or had some topics, then I would come on. But otherwise, I was just going to play the clip for 3 hours. No point, no message, just very relaxing, cheerful music and peaceful environment. But Jay Gray Sweater from Canada joined the panel very shortly into the show. So I turned off I changed the plan of just playing the intermission clip. And I talked with Jay Gray, just the two of us, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes to a half hour maybe. Very pleasant chat, relaxed, friendly, courteous, very, very enjoyable, very polite, laid back. We talked about Canada. I asked him some questions about the maritime provinces and Halifax, Nova Scotia. And it was very nice. Okay. And because as an American, and even as a genius American, I've never been to that part. I've never been, except for Vancouver, BC. I've never been to Canada, and we certainly, speaking on behalf of low IQ Americans, we don't know anything about the Canadian provinces, and certainly the maritime provinces and Nova Scotia and St. John's and all that stuff. So it was a very nice chat, and then, if I recall correctly, Narc appeared backstage. And he immediately, when I brought him on, he had a Seinfeld clip, which I immediately turned off because I'm not going to risk playing a Seinfeld clip. And then I put him back on, and he immediately started in, and the show changed completely. And not evidently, clearly, I have become I think I might say, target of a massive hate attack. But I'm going to say it, the victim of a massive hate attack. Totally undeserved, unearned, and uncalled for. Now, I would like to clarify a couple things, and then whatever other people do or think, I can't control them, and I'm not looking to control them, and they'll do what they'll do. Narc came on, and now, let me just mention, also, after my show at 11:30 p.m., I had 30 people watching. Thank you very much. Hello, Pete Helms. How are you? Here's a rough translation of next paragraph in Bhagavad Gita. Ancient of days, I come hither to consume all. Or those hosts of hostile chiefs arrayed, not one shall leave alive from the battlefield. Okay. That was not a dramatic reading. Anyway. Yeah, I banned Narc as a result of last night's show. I did that last night. Patel, Morty, you do a lot of Canadian content. Why not discuss Baja California or Sinaloa for once? Well, those are certainly good topics, but I'm more interested in Canada. Okay? I mean, that's... and also, anyway. Reflective of alcoholism, drug addiction, mass hysteria. Yes, correct. Okay. Problem of... Right. Okay. So, getting ads for KKR, Capital Group Bank, and Bubble Water. Okay. So, after I had a very late dinner after the show at 11:30, I turned the computer back on, and Dr. Bob's Nightmare Channel was on. So it had already been going for about 20 minutes. So I clicked it on. And what's happening is the hate and attacks on Morty based on innuendo and just hostility. And not based on the real events, as I see it, as I really think it's true. Anyway, so I listened to it. Lots of heinous comments and insults in the chat. So I went on about 25 minutes into Bob's show last night. And JB simultaneously came on, or happened to come on the same time I joined the panel. And the JB was very accusative of my performance on my show last night. And I explained, please clarify your concerns, and I addressed them honestly, sincerely, and thoroughly, or thoroughly enough. And the audience, or he and the viewers seemed to go, well, maybe, maybe we, jump too fast, or, but, well, maybe, okay. Well, I can't control how people think, I gave an example of Eric Clapton when his son died, and the reason that came to mind was I'm not comparing myself to anything of that severity, that disastrous thing that happened to him when his son died. But the thing I was bringing up was when his girlfriend, baby mama, called him because he was at a hotel across town when that happened. And the way, and his interview was on YouTube with 60 Minutes. If you just look it up, you'll hear the interview. And he said his lady called up and said, "Connor's dead. Connor's dead." She was crying, totally freaked out. That's his son's name. And so he said, all right, I'll come on over. And he said to Ed Bradley, he said, I hung up the phone and I thought, what is this? What do you mean he's dead? What? He couldn't process that. Okay. This is what he said. And, he says, I don't know. What? What do you mean he's dead? I just saw him. So he said he walked over, several blocks to get to the building where the apartment was. And as he approached, he saw, the ambulances and paramedic vehicles and fire trucks and police. And he thought, is this possible? So he said he just kept walking. He didn't enter the building to go to the apartment. He just kept walking. And Ed Bradley said, why? Why didn't you just go in? He goes, because I couldn't process it. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't face it. And I was scared to death. But what he said was he was totally in a state of shock and emotional paralysis. Okay, just totally emotionally frozen. Okay, now I'm not comparing myself to that at all. But when Narc made that statement as soon as he came on the show, you see, when somebody on these channels I know makes that statement or similar heinous, vile statements like that, I clearly hear it and I know what they said because they're a psychopath and a vicious, or more than one person. They're vicious, hateful, spiteful, vengeful, psychopathic people. So, yeah, I heard what I heard, and yeah, that's what they said. I didn't expect that from Narc. Okay. So after he said what he said, and I mean, the show is still up if anybody wants to, replay it. 5 seconds or so later, I said, wait a minute. Now, I did hear his voice talking, all right? But what he said, it didn't register because I think my mind said, what was that? He couldn't have said that. Like, why would he have said that? He couldn't have said that. Did he say that? That was my thought process. So I asked him about 5 seconds later, hey, wait a minute, what did you just say? And he said, he didn't repeat what he said. And because I thought the first time he said jerk, okay, because that's how it came into my head, because my mind was saying, well, he couldn't have said that. So it must have been jerk. So I said, because all the audience was like, whatever. So I said very clearly, I said, I'm going to play that later. I'll replay that after the show. And if you said what I think you said, I will proceed accordingly. Which means if he actually said what I think he may have said, I'll ban him. Because that's just unacceptable. Whether he's talking about me or somebody else. So apparently, because everybody is focused on what they think is right. And even if whoever it is if that person tells them, well, no, that's not what it was, they're so convinced they're right that no matter what the other person says, well, no, this is the story, it doesn't matter because they're convinced and they're not going to give up their point. And that's some psychological situation. I don't know the term for that. And I thought my response was fine. After the show, I would play back that 30-second segment. And if he said it, okay, I'm going to ban him. And so anyway, so that didn't suffice. And the knives and the daggers came out. And for the rest of the show, it was criticize Morty, attack Morty, threaten Morty, defile Morty, degrade him, insult him, whatever. So I went on Bob's show and I talked to JB and I kind of told this, much shorter, but, what I was thinking and how it happened. And he said, no, what you think he heard is what he said. I heard it clearly. And that's what everybody else was mentioning. They all heard it clearly. So I said to him, well, I'll tell you what. Since you're verifying or validating that's what he said, and it matches up with what many of the viewers said, then I don't have a need to go back and play that segment. I'll accept that that is what he said. So I went and banned him. All right. Now, I've banned him before. I've refused super chats from him before. But the haters of various levels of hate and viscountness, they accuse me of being a greedy, content vulture, content buzzard. Well, first it was vulture, then buzzard, and greedy. And I have rules of behavior or acceptability on my acceptable behavior here. But if I can make a few extra dollars, then I'll just keep it going. Well, you see, that is so flagrantly false. I mean, examples of that. When Uzi sent me that 200, which was supposed to be 500, and after I thought about it a day or two, and I said, well, that wasn't the deal, so I don't want the 200. So I just sent it right back to him on the Cash App. If I was a greedy, miserable fuck, I would have kept the 200. But my principle was, no, that wasn't the offer. So I sent it back. And 200 is a lot of money, okay? So, I mean, that's just one of how many examples I could come up with of it's just not true that I'm a greedy, manipulative Scrooge. It's just not true at all. I'll get to the comments, but let me finish this, opening statement or commentary, And I heard. So then I talked to Bob. And then Jax joined the panel. And then we talked about cocaine and drugs, and it was very, very interesting. Meth and drugs and what are those called in prison? The honey buns. And very, very interesting chat. And we had some disagreement, but as both Jax and I said, okay, well, that's your view on it, and no problem. That's fine. I see it differently, and he said the same thing, and no problem at all. All right. Anyway, so hell of a night. So today, I see on my good friend Watch Nicholas's channel, the blank verse. He calls it the Watch Nicholas blank verse community. He's really actually, I think he did 2 shows today, and one of them, the comments in the chat, including from Nick, were pretty bad. Okay, I felt really undeserved. And can they make those comments? Yeah, they can say whatever they want. It's their channel, I don't tell them what to say. If they want to, whatever they say, they say. But it's just for what happened on the night's show before, it just didn't correlate with the level of outrage from all these people. Anyway, and that guy, he was in the chat cheering it all on, probably jerking off, listening to the intent, to the hate and viscountness. I'm sure he was loving it, because that's what keeps him alive, the viscountness and the sadism, Anyway, so, but one thing came up he was on. Then he did another show, and I recorded them and then did other stuff because I can't sit there for 5 hours or 4 hours, whatever it was, and just listen to these shows all day, you know. But I did hear Nick say one thing that he said, Jock and Lux. Well, he mentioned Lux, and maybe it was Jock. I don't remember. Maybe Jock, maybe Narc. Okay, I'm not clear on. I don't remember. It was Narc or Jock and Lux, and then he included me in being one of the people who wish or want to take down or see Nick's channel disappear. And that really is it's such a horrible thing to listen to because I have never had that thought. Oh, I want to take his channel down. I wish he would go away. It's just absolutely false. 100% false. What Lux is doing, or Jock, or Narc, I don't know. I don't talk to them on the phone. I don't go back and forth with emails with them. I have no idea if they have any sinister plans like that. I don't know. But I have no thoughts, no intents now, before, or in the future of wishing Nicholas's channel to vanish, be demonetized, get struck. No. And I don't know why he included me in that. And the thing about that is, that guy, he says these things about the culture, the content buzzard, the content vulture, and Nick was repeating them because he's totally team that guy now, you know. And it's bad because, Nick can believe me or not, but it's just not true. I enjoy his channel. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more, before he changed the panelist lineup. But I supported him a hell of a lot. Was I a big money maker for his channel? No. But he was doing pretty well. I remember in May, I think Doc's Report did what do you call it? That thing he does, the playboard. And I think he mentioned Nick did like $4,500 in May. And it was me on the panel and whoever else he had. And I thought, well, that's not bad. I don't know if that's good enough for Watch Nicholas, but $4,500, that's pretty damn nice. But I definitely filled a role on that channel, keeping it going, filling in the pauses, keeping him in good spirits, and keeping it going when he was tired. I would just, keep it going till he got another burst of energy. And I had a lot of fun. He had a lot of laughs, and I may not have been a money maker, and I never claimed, even on my channel, I'm not a money maker, But I enjoyed being on that show a lot. Had a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. I enjoyed him trying out the different beer and buying the weed, and it was fun stuff. But that changed when he changed the panel lineup, But anyway, to accuse me of wanting to, see his channel, to participate in working to get his channel, get him removed or vanish, is just absolutely, it's just wrong. There's nothing to that at all. All right, so then, so I didn't listen. I listened to maybe a half hour of Nicholas today, and whatever. But there's going to be more content about me. I'm such a horrible guy, I'm two-faced. I'll do this, I'll say this, but I'll do that. I don't want certain content, but if I make some money, I'll allow the other vicious content. And that's just not true. I have 7 years of being on my channel, and that's not true. Are there things I don't catch at certain occasions? Yeah, that's happened. I'm not a supercomputer machine, I don't have an engineer in the booth, double checking all the content as it goes over, and whatever. It's amazing. But I get all the he used to say I'm always getting the shrapnel, and it doesn't stop, And yeah, and and Uzi, of course, he's vicious and in attack, So last night I said I'll ban Uzi too, and MT85 said, well, listen, instead of doing a ban, why not just because that's really why not just time him out with all his stupid comments? Because he was in the chat, all last week, or especially last night, comment after comment after comment, and refusing to even donate, kicking a 10-cent support for the channel, which he's liberally using in the chat. So I thought, okay, I'll just do timeouts for him if he shows up. But after listening to him today on the last night and then today on the Nicholas show, I'm considering what to do about Uzi because he's just he's Uzi, So anyway, there's lots of bad people out there. Okay, let me catch up on some comments and we'll continue here. I'm catching up. GD, 30 watching, right, okay. Sinaloa wheat is top-notch for tortillas. Well, now you see I didn't know that, so that's pretty interesting. Hello, Mrs. Wilkinson. Please consider doing a show on the Cotswolds and the development of thatched cottages in Gloucestershire. I've watched videos about the Cotswolds. It's just absolutely beautiful part of England. Just great. Patel, Morty, while I empathize with your experience with NARC, the great need to say you should have known better escapes me. I don't see why. Because I don't know what's coming next. And also, this brings up an interesting point. In the chat, there was some arguing back and forth between Nick and maybe P-Cars, and they're going back and forth. I don't know what they're talking about. And then there was back and forth with Nick and Breitling about some video, and that's between them. I don't know what they're talking about. I didn't see anything that was so vile that, well, no, that's got to go, And I can only process so much information at one time. So I don't think, I can, if that's what you think, okay, Patel, but listen, overall, I stay to what I stay to my word, and my behavior is consistent over the last 7 years. And are there moments, when Bear Clooney was on and called Higgins Joseph Goebbels, I couldn't believe it. And I don't remember, that was years ago. But then I asked him, because I said, did he really say that or type that? And I had to go back and check. Yeah, he did. Unbelievable, So, yeah. So there are times I don't catch something on the spot, but usually, sometime later, minutes or whenever, I go, wait a minute, what was that? I don't think that's unhuman for someone to respond to things like that when it's coming at you one after the other after the other. Yeah, anyway. Oh, and I heard Forbin last night. I saw him attacking me with an absolute lie on I think it was the Nicholas channel this morning. But you explain things of how things occurred, and people don't want to believe you, and they just believe what they want to believe so badly that no matter what is told to them, whatever truth is given to them, they refuse to believe it. And that's, what can I do? Yeah. Dr. Bob, it was great having you, Morty. Fun talking. Oh, last night. P. Clen, I believe that Morty is about to become the target of a systematic process of intimidation and manipulation, the likes of which you never have seen. Well, I mentioned this to that guy a long time ago when I was talking to him once. And he's not to put it in Chicago terms, he's not content with just running and owning the South Side. That's not enough. He has to have the North Side too. So he's going to go into all kinds of schemes, maneuvers, and all kinds of stuff to get that North Side territory also. Because he's got to have it. Okay. And he's got to have Cicero also, you know. And if Morty has one small square block somewhere in Chicago doing his own little thing, it's not allowable. He's got to have it all. He's got to have the whole territory. And that's what we see unraveling, and that's been evident for a long time. Yeah, and I'm content having my little one square block doing my thing, but no, you can't do it. No, you got to be run out of town, and that's the behavior of over there. Okay. Nick imploded on JB tonight. Oh, I see. Now I didn't see that part of the show, but yeah, okay. Hello, Jimmy. Nice to see you. Implosion is when the channel disappears, new friend. We're just waiting for Jesus. We're just waiting for JB to fire up the shots again. Unbelievable. JB killed it with the shorts. The first stage of grief is disbelief. I heard JB was joining the priesthood. Really? Wow. I would never say anything like, okay, let's catch up here. Yeah, okay, right. Well, yeah, I mean, the anti-Semitism, not only against me, but it's just out there. It's virulent on those channels. Virulent, cancerous, toxic. That's what those people are, and they love it. They thrive in it. Like a fungus. Morty is making fedoras great again. Oh, I love those fedoras. Yeah. Narc says things. Well, there's shock value, and then there's not shock value. Okay. Narc says things for shock value. I don't think he was being deliberately a hater. Well, either way, it's not acceptable. GD, 50 pesos. Thank you very much, GD. Remember when he did the Michael Richards bit on Marcello's? No, I might have missed that. It's very funny, by the way, about me being called a content buzzard by that guy. And here's a guy for how long now? 2 years, or is it longer? His show is 95% of the time, it's showing 3 hours of content from the Tim Wright channel using his content, or it's 3 hours of a show, 95% of which is showing Oisin O'Malley's content and whatever other channels, and the Archie channel, or whomever. But I'm the content vulture. I never play anybody else's content. I make up my own ideas. Some work, some don't. Some people watch the show, some people leave. Yeah, it's fine. But I'm the buzzard. I'm the vulture, but they're not. It's just amazing. JD, we need a locks report, Pan. We need an update on the news, right? Mr. Wilkinson, too much viciousness at times. Need to spread love like the Wilkinsons always. Right, okay. Not true, Morty. You're a good man. You think? Lux takes a perverse pleasure in abusing the pensioners, Wilkinson. Yeah, I don't talk to Lux anymore. I banned him some time ago. And then he was off here for half a year. I don't remember. Maybe a year, half year. I can't remember. And then he kept popping up on other channels saying, let me back on, Morty. Let me back on. Come on, bring me back. Let me back on. So I thought, well, enough time has passed. So I brought him back on. And then it didn't take much time at all until he acted like like the way he is. He exposed him. He revealed who he was again. So I just removed him again, and he's not coming back here. Mikey, Uzi shortchanges Eeyore. Yeah, the time for me trying cocaine would have been in the past. Now it's like, now I have Ovaltine and I'm content. So, yeah, powerful. I tried to remind Nikki that if anyone pushes back on the Watch Nicholas grave dancing, it's Morty. I've, from before I was a regular panelist, I enjoyed watching the show. And there was one kerfuffle with me and him, which was ironed out. And as far as I was concerned, that was done. Fine, move on. And again, that wasn't me initiating that. That came from an issue that was brought up on his channel, which I addressed, and it was resolved. And okay, fine. Then later I joined because I was watching the show and enjoyed it, and then I joined his panel, and then it turned out I joined it almost every night. It seemed to, and had a lot of fun. Didn't ask him for one penny in payment. You see, that's another thing. Being greedy, the greedy curmudgeon. I never asked him for one penny, ever. And usually after a show, he would send me $1. And I mean, you can ask him, it's true. Sometimes 2 or 3 or maybe 5, but 80-90% of the time he would send me $1. And I would just, reply with a thumbs up or thank you, or a picture of a unicorn or something. And never asked him for one penny. But I'm the greedy bastard. I'm the content channel vulture. You see, it's just... are you getting all lubed up? Okay. GD, 100 pesos. What's the fee for Uzi to rejoin the panel again? Yeah, by the way, GD, the reason I said last night, no, a crowdfund of the $1,000 for Uzi to come on the panel. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter, to me, the $1,000 is a sort of penance for all the shit that he's pulled. And that's like a form of penance to come back. Or if you wanted to. That's why the crowdfunding defeated the purpose of my thought on that. Dr. Bob's channel name is Dr. Bob's Nightmare. It's got a avatar which is a green frog. So, yeah. Hello, Jimmy. $5. This is to support pesos. Pesos are our friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, very nice, thank you. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about Nick's relationship with Breitling and any video that they were talking about. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about anything going on between Watch Nicholas and P. Cars. I didn't intercede in those things last night because they're talking to each other. And he was there to talk. It's not like they were talking about him behind his back. He was there talking to those people. So, yeah. I mean, if Nick wasn't there, let's say, or, and he was getting attacked with all this shit, then I would have thought differently. But he was there replying on the spot to whatever the comments were from Breitling or P. Cars or whatever else was going on there. So, I don't feel, I mean, I could look at the show again, but I don't have another 3 hours and another 3 hours and another 3 hours to keep looking at clips, Morty reminds me of a sloth on cocaine. You think so? Thank you. Morty is Tuco looking for the gold. Is that a reference to Breaking Bad? I don't know. Exactly. Unbelievable. There's also, people come here and they make positive or supportive comments and comments that are in agreement to whatever I may be saying. And this is some people, and then later on I'll see them on another channel and they're acting a total kiss ass, suck up to that channel host, and total change of attitude for what they said here to what they say there. But, that's them, not me. They're the suckers up. Sucker uppers. Oh, shit, I'm getting a call, and I wish I could take that. Oh, damn it. One of my really good friends. Oh, shit. Damn, fuck. No, not from YouTube. I'll have to call back. Okay. Jay Gray. I'm shaking my head in disbelief. The things people come up with. Yeah. I don't know anything about the Luchabatic video, whatever that was about. Ask the other people. I don't know. Not involved in any of that. Is that a Treasure of the Sierra Madre reference? No, there's no Tuco in Treasure of the Sierra Madre. But was there a character called Tuco in Breaking Bad? The drug dealer guy? I don't remember. I only saw the first season. GD, never seen Morty so energized as this week. 4-hour shows, 5-hour shows, super chats raining in. Yeah, let me explain that, GD. 1 month of my channel super chats, whatever channel contributions I get, 1 month equals 1 day on many other channels. Okay? Many times, 2 months of my channel equals 1 day on other channels. Now that's how it goes, and there you have it. But so for me to be accused of being this greedy, malicious, vermin, buzzard, vulture, I mean, stealing all the high value leads, I mean, it's just absolute, it's beyond nonsense. It's just absurd bullshit. All right. I wouldn't mind a donut right now. Morty is quite skilled at delivering a monologue. Well, I was on the debate team back in New York, in junior high and high school. I did very well with that. I really enjoyed it. Really was the beginning of me, well, whatever. I was on the baseball team, debate team. Well, whatever. Hey, Bart, is Morty going to find a new Thai bar hostess to befriend this week? Well, that would be nice, but I don't really I've never had any interest in visiting Thailand. I mean, yeah, it would be fun, but there are so many other places I would visit first if I were traveling, internationally. JD, we all did support Watch Nick, but the hard drugs do crazy. All right, well, you see, okay. Yeah, let's clarify that. He is not hard drugs, so that's really not a nice thing to say there, JD. I mean, I'm probably on harder drugs than he's on. By the way, okay, Dave, it's hard balancing the characters in the verse. Yeah, I mean, there's too many. I don't know many of these people names that of characters or personalities on these other shows. I don't know who they are because I just don't spend the time to watch any of the other shows much anymore. Yeah, right, Pavel. That's right. Jimmy, I like Watch Nicholas. Always have, always will. Well, I feel that way too. I mean, he's fun to listen to. People, humorously say, he has a gay voice. I don't think he has a gay voice. I think he has a very, very upbeat speaking voice, and it's fun to listen to. It doesn't occur to me that it's a gay voice. I mean, lots of people on these channels who are, pegging that gay meter. It's not him, I mean, I never heard him admit to sucking the big end cock, That was the other guy. But if you know what I mean, okay. Yeah, and I don't expect him to be back here, because I asked him if he's going to be here and chat all night, at least kick in 10 cents, and he refused to even do that. So, I mean, he's a low-effort ejaculator in the community. Morty, lack on details, though, if they involved him. What? Can you clarify that? What does that mean? Who is him? Lack on details, though, if they involved him. What does that? What does that mean, Mikey? By the way, I used that phrase about a year ago, 2 years ago, low effort ejaculators. Bear was on a panel one time when I said that, and he read the comment. And even Bear, who hates my fucking guts, he gave that a real laugh. He said, "That was pretty good. That was a good one." But anyway, all bogans should be banished to the Shadowlands. Really. All right, we're catching up with the comments, and then I'll open up the invite panel if anybody wants. The invite link if anyone wants to hop on. Tan will never allow such a fine, lovely lady like Mrs. Wilkinson to remain bended. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure this is a Democratic smear campaign on you, Morty. Disgusting. Well, whatever. Is Uzi banned from the chat? No, he's not. He's not banned. What I mentioned to MT85 last night, because I was thinking just ban the guy, and he said, well, why don't you just time him out, when he shows up, until he pays for the to help support the channel with continuous chatting comments. So I said, okay, well, I'll do that. That seemed like a nice middle position. I'm trying to be reasonable with everybody. Some people you cannot reason with, because their brains are fried, as the saying goes. Patel was called a beverage. Boy. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's awful, you see? Yeah. Well, what can I tell you? No, crap you don't pay. Yeah. Okay, P. Clen. Now, I just... Was this thing that was going on last night in the chat, was it... You see, I just don't recall right now. Was it P. Clen or P. Cars? I don't want to misspeak on that. I just don't recall right now. I thought it was P. Cars, but now maybe it was P. Clen. You see, I've confused myself. So, P. Clen, was that you that Nick was having a back and forth with last night on my chat, or was that P. Cars? If somebody could clarify that, because I just got which one was it? JDMTL attacking all donors now. He needs help ASAP. Oh shit. Okay. Mac Lobster. If you have to resort to racism for entertainment, you have shit for brains. Well, yeah, but that's, of course, that's obvious. That's how the bogans work, little Dave. They infiltrate, stir the chaos, then sit back and watch. Mm-hmm. $1,000. It's a very, very reasonable offer. That's what it was before. And, if he wants to come over here and do some low effort ejaculation, the penance is $1,000. It's very, very, very fair offer. Yeah. But, it's up to him. He hates my guts. He'd rather be on the other channels just cursing me out and making up shit. So, whatever. Thank you for the $100 pesos, GD. Geek and well, we love P. Cars. So was it P. Cars last night with Nicholas or P. Clint? Whatever. Oh, Tuco, the good, bad, and the ugly. So would that have been Eli Wallach, the bad guy, or the ugly guy? Who the bad was Lee Van Cleef, the good Clint Eastwood, and the ugly would have been Eli Wallach, I guess. Okay, thanks for explaining that. Mikey, I just think you're a little bit of a dickhead. Docs is a giant dickhead, knob cheese, cum stain. You're just a dickhead. You think so, Mikey? Well, thank you for watching my channel. Mariners versus Blue Jays game 7 tonight. Okay. Morty won debates by calling all his opponents Pelosi voting liberals. No, Pelosi wasn't around then. If she was, I certainly didn't know about her. No? GD, 500 pesos from Argentina. Who are these people on this YouTube? Who does these things? What's wrong with these people? What drugs are they taking to disorient their neurosynapses? Psychological disorders? Well, certainly psychological disorders. It's self evident. Well, that's all true. Leonard Cohen became president of McGill's debate team and then refused to call debates. Well, okay. Are you disgruntled? No, no. Sitting here with my, codeine, Tylenol, and number 3, and having a nice, relaxing day. Reminds me of the graphic shown how with the Morty diner sign. What? Reminds me of the graphic shown how with the Morty's diner sign. I'm sorry, I don't understand that, Foreman. What's a very effeminate voice? No, no, no. It pinks. Well, I don't know what this is about. Magenta was the voyeuristic sister in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I saw that once when I was a teenager, I guess. I don't remember. Not for me. Brightling. Hello, Brightling. There's a lot of nonsense those people use to try and offend others. Ignore the noise and just play your own tune. When people show you who they really are, it's important to believe them. Well, that's very well stated, Brightling. Very well stated. Yeah. And I'm aware of who, when people, come on those or these shows and all the shows, and after a while, that's who they are. I mean, yeah. There's an old expression. Well, I'm not going to get into that. What does a man who goes bald early in life suffer? Jesus, incredible. It's a miracle anyone still has a face in this community with all the blasting. Yeah, right. Okay, so it was P cars. Okay, so it was watch Nicholas with P cars. I don't know what that was about. I have no idea. They're both there, talking to each other. It had nothing to do with me. Whatever P cars was saying, Nicholas was right there to talk right back to him in the chat. So everything was under control. I don't see what the problem was. Unless I'm totally missing something. If one of those two weren't there and the attacks were just relentless and vile, yeah, I would have done something. But when both parties are there, unless the content back and forth of them becomes just, hateful to the point where it's just not acceptable at that level. And I didn't see that happening. His absence is deafening. Whose absence? GD. Wow, Morty is reasonable. After all the hate and viciousness, I'd imagine it would double. Well, it's always hate and viciousness because that's all they have. And when I say they, I primarily mean, over there. Jay Gray, how can we be sure you are not a bogan? Listen, if I ever get up to Sonoma, Napa wine country, which is very likely, it's not an expensive trip, and I've never been to that part of California, I would definitely contact Nick with an email and say, hey, look, I'm going to be in Sonoma, whatever it is called, I'm going to be up there for 3 days, if you want to meet up, for a bowl of soup and a grilled cheese sandwich, I'm up for it. I think he would say yes, and I think we'd have a very good time. But, who knows? I don't know. Little dig. They were looking for a reason to throw me under the bus, Morty, conflating me with MT85. What's going on with MT85? Yeah. Okay. GD. 100 pesos. Thank you very much, GD. So the current prices are 1K for Uzi, 500 for Bobbers. What's the price for that guy? Well, I would say his soul, but what soul? I think he may have sold it a long time ago, Yeah. No, I think that can be discussed, but it would be, not anything he would go for. And so why discuss it? And I don't think it would be worth it, frankly. Okay. But GD, there's no price for you to come on the panel. You're always invited anytime you want. MT, they only pretend to like me. Little Dave, they don't even like me when I super chat, so what can you do? Tread lightly, I would suggest. There must be a list of questions you could ask to spot a bogan. I'm not a bogan. I don't have bogan radar. I would just ask an Australian to identify a bogan for me. Yeah. Yeah, he said some. Dirk, Nicholas said some really bad things about me on the show earlier today in the chat. I saw. Really, really, really bad. But whatever. Jay Gray, it's very, and as I mentioned, undeserved, completely. But you know, the other guy, he loves that. He's pumping the machine there. He loves it. Okay. Jay Gray, it's very easy to determine. They repeat everything they say, usually twice, but often 3 times. Oh, really? Okay. Sonoma is far away. From what? From Oregon? It's not a far flight. I don't know what airport you have to fly into. I guess Oakland, and then route out a vacation plan flying into Oakland Airport. I would imagine once landing at Oakland Airport, get the fuck out of Oakland as fast as possible, and then get to a nice hotel somewhere else, and then pursue the vacation itinerary or whatever. Me with Mike the Snake in Santa Rosa, go to Betty's. I have. He doesn't really know who I am. He's chatted with me 4 or 5 times maybe, and I don't think he would remember me. But it would go fine if I ever met him. Yeah, I'm going to put the link up in a minute or two as soon as I catch up. Jax is probably asleep. And Bart Simpson, $1.49 super sticker. Thank you very much for that show support for the channel. And I'll put up the invite link. Anybody can hop on, and we can talk about anything. Anything meaning anyone and anything meaning 99% of anyone of But yeah, we can talk about anything. I'm gonna look at my phone here. I can't believe I missed that call because I'm doing a show. Unbelievable. Right. Okay. Oh boy. You can fly Portland. Oh, wrong page. Hold on. You can fly Portland to Santa Rosa. Really? That's very interesting. Okay. Well, that's not in my imminent plans to visit that part of California, but that's good to know. Okay. Okay. You might be right. I don't know. But that's good information to know, Santa Rosa. He could go over the Richmond Bridge. Well, or I can jump off the bridge and slit my throat. Is that what it was? Jump off the bridge. Why don't you slit your throat? Can do them both at the same time. Geek Ed, well, hop on, Bob. We love you and your ridiculous 3 sub channel. Bob, Dr. Bob's channel is growing. In the short time he's had that channel going, last week or 2, he's approaching 100 subs, and yeah. P. Clint, ingrate, misogynist, racist, and low class are common characteristics of the bogan. Well, I said I didn't know that. I just thought it was the mullet, driving a ute, and stuff like that. Jay Gray, I want to talk about stuffs that I'm pretty sure you don't want to talk about at this moment. You mean what are those things called? those giant diagrams and on mountainsides. What are those called? That possibly come from aliens. I forgot what those are called. You know, they're carved into the grass on. Well, you know what I mean. What's the Richmond? What's the Richmond Bridge is falling down? It's in a ridiculous state of disrepair. Wow, that's a job for Gavin Newsom there. DGD. Dr. Bob is one of the nicest people in the verse. Crop circles, that's it. Yeah, maybe Jerry Gray wants to do crop circles. Right. Anyway, well, we got 25 viewers. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And now I'll be attacked. This will be, talked about on the face blasting channels. And the face blasting and anal raping will continue to the joy and amusement of, those people. And, whatever. Whatever. Widows and transport rings? What the hell are those? The grass blasters. They are the grass blasters, right. Dickens. Morty, you got to learn about the Eshays in Australia. More interesting than bogans. I've never heard of that word before. Eshays? I have no idea. Wow. So earlier in the month, I was going to plan, I wanted to plan a whole bunch of special 7th anniversary shows of the channel, the Crappy Luxury / Morty Steiner channel. And I never got around to putting together some special videos and stuff. But, there's still time in the next couple of weeks. I can try and put something together because there's almost 2,000 videos. There's about 2,000 videos that I've live streams and videos on my show. And I want to dig back into the archives and pull out some great stuff and screenshots and reminisce. And Jesus, the stuff that guy says when he talks about my channel is so I heard him some days ago, and what he says is just so it's so whatever. It's just whatever. I'm sorry, my PhD is not in psychology, so what can I say? They're the psychologists. I think this is a good time for a very short break. Boy, that is so nice, that clip.
Hey, can I get a cup of coffee over here? It's like my father told me, Morty. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. This live streaming racket can be the ticket, but there will always be someone looking to take over as the boss. Watch yourself, Morty. There are other families in the live stream world that don't play by any code of conduct as our family does.
And we're back. Very nice. That was a nice break. Okay. All right, let's continue with Forbin. Wait a minute. Morty is crappy? I thought Morty was one of the whores in Crappy Luxury and Cheap Whores channel. Right. No, I'm not a whore. Never have been. I haven't used a bong since maybe I was 20. Something like that. Morty's Diner featuring gypsy music. What's wrong with gypsy music? Are you gypsy music is really, really good stuff. Gypsy jazz, you know. Jax was kicked to the curb too, Bob. Hopefully we hear from him on your channel. Well, Jax can be on my channel anytime he wants. Prior to many months ago, when he started appearing on other channels, he was here a lot. Jax and I get along great. No problems. Thing about Jax is, if we're talking about something and there's a disagreement, it goes just great. I mean, we both say, well, okay, no problem. I don't see it the same way you do, but doesn't matter. No problem. But that doesn't work on other channels. Yeah. When you don't agree with somebody, out comes the face blasting. You know. P. Clen, the crappy interview where he eviscerated the forehead will go down in folklore. Thank you. Hey, you know, regarding that, when that OC interview, which happened at the spur of the moment, he just happened to pop onto the panel. I didn't know, you know. And so it just went as it went, you know. A lot of people liked that. And Archie watched it. I don't remember the story, so I don't want to say what it was, but this may be incorrect. But I think Sucklehorn said he saw it and told Archie, hey, you got to watch this crappy OC video. And then Archie watched it. And then right around then, I went on Archie's panel for whatever reason the topic was, and he brought that up. And he said something like, well, Lux, who archives everything, he would have that video. He would be able to access. He's probably got everything cataloged and computerized and, you know, ready to identify any video from the past. But, and then Archie said, and this is what, 4 years ago? I don't even remember, 3-4 years ago. And Archie said towards the end of the show, he said, hey, boy, I really, really like that video. You did a great job. I'm going to send you something like 100 or something. I'm going to send you something for that. I really enjoyed that. I think you said 100. I said, well, thanks, Archie. Thanks very much. Now, he never sent anything. And I never contacted him and say, hey, motherfucker, where's that 100? That sounded like JB. Hey, motherfucker, where's that $100 you said you're going to send me? I've been waiting for it. I never did that. Never asked for it, never demanded it, never called him to remind him or, emailed him. Again, it just proves, I'm not this greedy, curmudgeon, vicious, buzzard vulture motherfucker with corn in his turds. um, yeah, everybody's just fucking nuts. Doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything. Whatever. Watch Reporter, Corbin Watch Reporter has a good vid today. Crypto equals systemic meltdown. Really? I enjoy Watch Reporter when he's in a funny mood, but when he just does his financial investment broadcasts, I just don't have the interest. And it's just not stuff I watch. But when he's in a good mood and not doing the pedo shit, I find him quite laugh out loud funny often enough. Yeah, I've got a fresh supply of benzos and codeine Tylenol number 3s. And maybe some other stuff as well. But well, there's no real dress code at the diner. I mean, you just have to be presentable. You have to have some kind of shoes on, and you can't come in without a shirt. I mean, obviously things like that. But if you're an alien, yeah, I mean, you have to, wear some kind of clothing. But well, just as long as it's, just reasonably presentable and you don't reek from homeless stench, then yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I need to get to. I just can't get to these things. My mind is incapacitated by drugs, drinking bottles of brandy, and brain decay. So what can I say? Breitling, interestingly, vultures are extremely important to an ecosystem. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, I don't remember when I read about vultures and stuff like that, but I read all kinds of stuff about everything, basically, and, well, not everything, but yeah, they're a vital part of the ecosystem. Absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with being a vulture. They serve a fundamental role in nature, a foundational role, or whatever you would say. Basil's Bezels. I also liked the Lux interview where he came on the panel mumbling the song Push It. Was that on my channel? Because I don't recall that. I get a kick out of, who, talking about my channel, maybe a show from the past. And I don't recall some moment from the show. Okay. And then, he or they, them, the they, thems, they'll go on about, what a fucking cunt I am and all that. 2,000 shows is a hell of a lot of shows. And I think they expect that I would have total knowledge of every moment of content over 2,000 shows over 7 years. And my brain doesn't work like that. If yours does, well, then congratulations. I remember lots of things from lots of shows and lots of things I don't remember because they weren't as important to show or, yeah, whatever, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever I do, I get attacked. I get the face blasting, because that's all they do. They love it. Bart, do you have a meeting room, the Odd Fellows or Eastern Star could use? No, we don't have a private room. We just have the diner. Vultures are like the sharks of the skies. There was a one of the Warner Brothers cartoons, and it was about two vultures, if I remember. There was a mama vulture and the baby vulture, and if I remember, the baby vulture was like kind of low IQ, like some of the YouTubers, and their enemy was a coyote or Bugs Bunny or something like that. And they made a handful of those cartoons with the vulture, the mom and the baby vulture character, but I don't remember them in detail enough. But yeah. They can smell blood more than a mile away or something crazy like that. Who, those YouTubers or vultures? They're the vultures. Yeah, no question about that. You meant Doc's report. Right, okay. Oh, that was on Doc's report. The Lux interview where he came on the panel. Oh, I don't recall seeing that. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't see it. I don't recall seeing that, which means I may not have seen it, or if I did, I just don't remember. Unlike someone like Hillary Clinton, who, when they all say in Washington, D.C., I don't recall, of course they recall. They're just lying. But they're the liars, you know. Anyway, 20 viewers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for the, well, I'm going to say that. Beaky Buzzard, was that the character's name? Beaky Buzzard, Looney Tunes character? Yeah, I don't remember those too well, but I remember the characters somewhat, yeah. All right, no panelists, so it's a pretty laid-back show here. Been on for an hour and 20 minutes. We'll keep it going for a while. This is some real put you to sleep kind of music, which is nice. Get some relaxation. Why get stressed out over this YouTube? These people, those people, screaming and yelling, face blasting. You know, when you turn off the channel, when you turn off the computer and walk outside, and you realize there's more to life than watching YouTube 14 hours a day. But what can I say? Mac Lobster, there's an old-time radio show called The Whistler. Ever heard that, Morty? Fantastic. That sounds familiar. I don't know if I've ever heard any of those that radio show. I may have, just, but it sounds familiar. Well, well, I'm not able to see the show. I'm here, What can I say? Words of wisdom. Yes, indeed. Yeah. If you turn off the computer after watching the nonstop face blasting, and analyzing and KOK talk, and you go take a shower and a shave, shampoo and brush your teeth, and you go outside and see the sunshine and all the beautiful trees, especially now in the autumn. See people walking their dogs and birds, and here there's all kinds of birds, eagles and hawks and stuff. You just can't, all that YouTube stuff just vanishes from your mind. You can't even believe that you would have stayed home all day long, listening all day and all night, just watching that, the vile shit. Yeah. But that's me. I have, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Well. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. You know. Hey, Geek at Well, Glock has discontinued over 30 models. Really? I've never had a Glock. I've never handled a Glock. I've never fired a Glock. It just never. I just never got into it. And of course, the most popular probably. But yeah. In fact, the only striker fire I've ever fired, the only striker fire handgun I've ever used was the Ruger SR9. And this was when I was in Seattle at a shooting range. So this is probably, well, maybe 15 years ago. The SR, which is a now discontinued series, the SR9 and the Ruger SR45. I really liked it. And I tried it out and I thought, wow, it was the only time I've ever fired a striker fired. I've never had one. And I thought, well, this is absolutely amazing. And it was a black frame with a stainless slide. And of course, it came all black as well. And I thought, maybe I should get this. But I just didn't understand the striker fire concept over the traditional hammer fire, double action, single action. So, but then they discontinued it, and I thought, oh man, I fucked up again. I should have bought one because it was really, really, I really liked it. So I don't know what firing a Glock is like, or the trigger, or anything. I just don't know. Breitling, true vile viciousness can consume a soul. Enjoy the good. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. No more Gen 3s and 4s. Well, I just don't know about Glock stuff. I know the names of I know the numbers of models and what is what, but never had one, never thought about buying one. And that's just me. I usually wind up buying less popular handgun choices, and then I run into the problem of I can't find any holsters for them because they're not the big main selling most popular ones. So finding a holster company that makes matching holsters is sometimes difficult. So I have to use an Uncle Mike's generic, which sometimes works out fine. But Glock, I mean, there's every accessory possible for a Glock. Yeah, the SR9, that's probably 15 years ago, I would say. And again, that's one that, that would have been really great to buy because I really liked it. A hammerless revolver might be good for a jacket. Well, yeah, Smith& Wesson makes that. I forgot the model number in the Centennial, the 640 or 642 or 442 or 438. I don't remember. They have so many numbers of models. It's yeah, you can get the one with the hammer, with the spurred hammer, or totally hammerless, or concealed hammer. I mean, and that's a mainstay for many people for for their carry piece. Yeah. Then again, Breitling, when the soul is gone, when they're soulless, all they have is true vile viciousness. It's not a matter of anything affecting their soul anymore, because they traded that away a long time ago. Yeah. I noticed on Bud's gun store website, they have a huge amount of Glocks, and they have some Glock 19s that have Trump designs on them, and one or two of them look really attractive. I mean, it's nice artwork, the way they engrave them or whatever you call it, and or laser etch the images on and stuff. And if I were going to buy a 19 just to have, I would buy one of those Trump models because they also look so nice. And but I really wouldn't use it. I would just have it because when it's the end of the world, I mean, and everyone's running around with Glocks, it might be convenient at that time to have one, for magazine compatibility and all that stuff. But when you're picking up magazines off of the road, side of the street, dead bodies and, Yeah, I like Beretta a lot. I'd like to buy the 85, but I just don't see the purpose. I mean, the 80X. But I don't know what role it would fulfill for me. It's a 380, but it's big. It's as big and heavy as a 9, as a compact 9. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Bob, who sent me down this E-shaped rabbit hole? When did you lose 40 IQ points? Was that last night, today, just now? I don't know what that means. "16 viewers, numbers are going down, but anything over 3 viewers is a ratings bonanza on this channel, according to those people." Yeah, well. It's funny. Nobody's asking me any questions. Nobody wants to come on the panel. Nobody's face blasting me here today. So pretty peaceful here. It's a black and white day at the diner. I don't know what that means. Anyway. Oh, we have a guest. How about that? Let's lower that music. And hello, Dr. Bob.
Hey, Morty. How you
How you
doing?
doing? Oh, another day, hanging in there, all drugged out. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, that's what a K-hole, that's what the people call it when they do a lot of ketamine.
Oh, well, I don't know anything about ketamine. So,
I never took ketamine either. It's too new for me.
well, it's
You're
used.
not mad at me, are you?
It's a it's a dangerous drug, but it's also used by doctors for depression. In some,
I heard that.
yeah,
They
but
use a
that
lot of it at the vet office. Give it
really
to animals.
it's used only by psychiatrists who specialize in that kind of stuff, and it can be successful in hardcore depression and whatever. I don't know anything about it though. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
What was
never
your
done it.
question about?
You're not mad at me about all the stuff that happened the other day, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's good.
But there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, I could piss you off tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a nice relaxed show you got going here today.
Well, I mean, why else? Why get all worked up and raise your blood pressure and get a stroke over what?
Nonsense. Yeah. So Narc is now banned. He's not going to be making an appearance.
Last night, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, he's fucked around on my channel. I mean, sometimes he's very entertaining and he contributes, but sometimes he just, turns my channel into a shithole, and then I get all the shit thrown at me. I get face blasted with all the shit for the next day or two after that. And
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's my fault. You see. So.
Narc likes to reap destruction on all the channels.
Yeah, he's not a builder. He's a destroyer.
It's
Oh, no, that's
true.
the other guy. Right. That's the other guy. Anyway. Yeah. What does that mean? Did Nick buy your channel?
No, he didn't buy my channel. My channel's not for sale. It's a safe space.
Right.
Yeah, someone put E-Shays in the chat, so I Googled it, and I learned way more than I wanted to.
What is it?
It's apparently it's some kind of a moron that lives in Australia.
That owns watches, or not a watch type person?
I think they might have a watch, maybe. They could have a watch.
Maybe a Timex. E-Shays,
Yeah.
Australia. Let's look up what that means.
It's Pig Latin for yes.
Oh, okay. Is a slang expression associated with an Australian urban youth subculture that originated from Western Sydney in the late 80s. In New Zealand, hood rats are a similar subculture. The term refers to individuals within the subculture and can have various other meanings in different contexts. Derives from the Pig Latin for sesh, meaning cannabis smoking person. The term adlay, Pig Latin for lad, refers to the same. Some Australian crazy shit.
Yeah. It sent me to a lot of TikTok shorts of just idiotic behavior.
Mm-hmm. What are you smoking today?
So Rattray's Howl of the Wind, Scottish tobacco.
Is it pipe tobacco?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's tasty.
Does any drink come to mind that goes good while you're smoking a pipe?
Strong black coffee.
A black coffee, okay.
I guess I could, scotch. When I used to smoke a lot of cigars, I like to have a little glass of scotch with it once in a while. They seem to go good together. They both taste better when they're mixed in one after the other.
Yeah, okay.
You guys send Morty more money now.
Well, I just get the scraps, and the face blasting.
And the vulture.
And the shrapnel. Yeah.
I heard you talking about the baby vulture from Looney Tunes earlier.
Yeah. Do you remember that cartoon character?
Yeah, he used to fly around real slow, and then he would sing that song, I wish I was a baby bumblebee.
Oh, really? I don't remember that, but it was a mama vulture, right, with the baby vulture, I think. And the mommy vulture protected the baby, and maybe it was Bugs Bunny or something. That was the other character. I don't
They
remember.
they portrayed the Vulture as a real low IQ cartoon
Yeah,
character.
right. Kind of like Of Mice and Men, Lenny.
Yeah, he was a total Lenny. Yeah,
Oh, look at the rabbits. I want the rabbits, George. Yeah.
that's a good book.
Oh,
I
great
like
book.
Steinbeck.
I remember I read that in one sitting. I guess I was in junior
Yeah,
high.
short one. He writes a lot of like I guess they're not really
Yeah.
books, like novellas.
Yeah. I remember I was in junior high, whatever age I was, and I had the paperback and I read it in one sitting. It was just phenomenal. Yeah.
Very sad ending.
Yeah. Those channels are running a show. Oh, great. Good for them. Yeah.
You means those people?
I guess. Those channels, those people. Yeah.
I thought they did the show early on Sundays. They do politics or something.
Yeah, I don't watch that one. I mean, why would I? But I don't watch those channels
Yeah,
anyway.
I like Tommy, but those other guys, they wear on you.
Well, but they're all experts, so. Right. Anyway.
Panel of experts.
Yeah. You got anything coming up for this week? Anything special that you want to take care of? Just another week of smoking the pipe and getting face
probably go back down to the DMV when I want to sit there in a crowded line for hours on end.
Yeah. How do they give someone who's being tested to get a commercial driver's license for a truck driver? How do they do a test for a road test? They must do a road test?
Yeah, you've got to know somebody with a big rig, or else go to a school where they'll let you borrow it and go out there. That's why it costs so much. If you have like relatives that were already in trucking, you could get it pretty easily, but you need access to the truck. So
when someone's ready for the road test, they can borrow a friend's semi truck kind of thing.
Yep.
I see. Got it. Right. McLobster, do you think barbers should take care of the ear hairs? I only have a couple strays, but the guy didn't get them. Well, what do you think on that, Bob?
I know I never used to have ear hairs, but the older you get, the more hair grows out of every hole in your body.
I've watched these Vietnamese barbershops where they have these beautiful, young, 20s age girls in miniskirts, and they do an incredible top to bottom haircut, ear cleaning, shave, massage, foot rubbing, everything. And they do the ear hair.
They'll use a straight razor on you.
Yeah, right. And they also do eyebrow trimming and what's his name? Easy Company must know all about that because he's over there.
And I went to one barber shop in Vietnam. It was open very late at night, and they had really pretty girls working in there. Apparently, they were trying to get us to go upstairs for special services.
Right. Was this in the U.S. or?
No, this was in Saigon.
Saigon, nice.
I didn't really know what they were saying till we left, and then my uncle, who was with us, is very much older gentleman. He told us what was going on. They're really giving him the hard sell.
Right. Is it possible in some lower level barbershop places like that that maybe when they take you upstairs, one of their guys slugs you over the head and steals your wallet and throws you outside in the backyard in the alley?
Probably could be a definite possibility depending where you go.
Yeah. I would never go to a place like that myself.
Yeah, if you stay close to the city center, I think the police try to protect the tourism because they get a lot of income comes into tourists.
Right. Well, if I were in Vietnam, I would go to one of those barbershops. Well, I would. When you watch the videos, the way they clean the ears, I would tell them, I don't want that. Don't do the ear.
They use like a metal scoop, like a metal pick in the ear.
chopstick
Yeah,
thing in the
gotta be
ear.
very careful.
I don't want that done. If they're an ENT doctor, well, then that's different. They can poke around in there, but I don't want that. But the rest of the stuff they do is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vietnamese have very particular eyebrows. That's how they tell the difference between the different types of Asians. They say, look at the eyebrows, you can tell if they're Vietnamese or not.
Oh, really? I never knew that. Yeah. Well,
genetic eyebrow differences.
Ear cleaning and eyebrows content. Wow.
Yeah, that one picture of the guy with the fedora having coffee, and he's got the Morty's Diner sign behind him.
Oh, yeah.
The font and the style really reminds me of Oscar Mayer.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. The Morty's Diner. Yeah.
That guy works for Dragnet.
Can you imagine back before there was, health inspections done by FDA or whatever, what the Oscar Mayer hot dogs were made of? You
don't want to look into this. The rules and regulations they have for hot dogs.
In the early 1900s, people falling into the meat grinders.
Yeah. Even now, there's a certain number of rat hairs or insect legs that are allowed in each hot dog, and the number it's way up there. It's a really high number that they'll allow.
Oh man! Wow, incredible.
Yeah, don't look into how your sausage is made. You don't want to know.
Right.
So you think the backlash is over from the Narc incident now? No, there's still gonna be reverberations.
It'll end when there's another fiasco, another bombshell,
a new
another
outbreak.
event, of some sort. Then it all switches over to that. And then in 3-4 years, one of those people will go, remember back when Morty, Narc, and so yeah, amazing.
Well, Narc's probably really happy with himself right now.
I don't know.
I was hoping J Gray would jump on. We could start discussing the crop circles.
Crop circles, yeah, yeah. I'm not in a crop circle mood, to tell you the truth.
Okay, for sure.
I mean, it's been talked about to death, so I really have nothing to offer.
Yeah, there's not much new in the crop circle business.
Yeah. I mean, they're either real or not real, or some are real and some are just done as stunts or pranks by people in that in that area who just get a fancy $25,000 lawnmower and and a shovel.
Do you think maybe AD Never Calling could probably make some good crop circles?
He could probably make some great crop circles with that lawnmower he's got.
Yeah.
And you get the Doc's report with a expensive hedge trimmer or edger, and they'd make a nice one. Yeah.
And he'd be in big trouble making crop circles on the golf course, I bet.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Is that a real picture of a diner?
Well, it's a real place. Yeah, I mean, I put on the Morty's Diner, but yeah, it's a real place. It's a free.
I'd like to eat there.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
It's not in Oregon, is it?
I have no idea. It's just from wherever. Yeah.
They don't build them like that no more.
No. They're old. Many of them are old train cars.
So it looks like.
Yeah, and they were plentiful back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s era.
See, McLobster says rat shit is even allowable.
Being
Gibbs
on YouTube
Crunch.
or in the hot dogs? Probably both. Yeah.
Both. Yeah, definitely both.
Right. Yeah. Well.
Say Monday feels like a Sunday for some reason.
It does. Yeah.
And the subliminal music is more soothing than the chaos of the circus music.
Oh, the circus music. That might have contributed to the chaos last night, the circus music, you know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It puts
This
people
is
in a certain mindset.
Right. The freak show mindset. Oh, there's a freak show here. Step right up. Yeah. But yeah, this is very quieting, you know, peaceful music.
I remember when I went to the big circus, the Barnum and Bailey one back in the 70s. They had a freak show still, but my mom
Really?
refused to pay the admission. She was like, "No, we're not going into the freak show."
Even in the 70s. Wow. Was that in California?
Yeah, that's back when
And
they still had elephants and everything.
and the other person didn't want to go.
Yeah, they're totally against it. They're like, "No way."
Right. Well, I didn't know they went into the 70s. I guess that would have been the very last remaining
Yeah, that's
year.
probably my last chance. Yeah, I've never seen it again after that.
Yeah.
But the sign looked intriguing.
Now, if that other person wasn't there and you were just hanging out with maybe somebody else, would you have gone?
I was a little kid, but yeah, I was down for it. I wanted to see the freak show.
You were up for it,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it was like a tattooed woman, I think, maybe a bearded lady.
Well, I mean, Jesus, that's nothing now.
A dog-faced boy.
Right. Yeah, well, a tattooed, totally tattooed woman is nothing.
You can see that for free now. Yeah.
Yeah, just go to downtown San Francisco or Portland or anywhere. Yeah.
You see naked ones riding on bikes, probably.
Exactly. Right. Jesus.
The Portland Freak Show.
Mm.
I've seen that at the ice riots now they have like the sides of the street are separated. They have the Antifa on one side, and then they have the right wing patriots on the other side with their flags.
Mm-hmm.
Which side of the street would you stay on if you went down to cover
on
it?
The Patriot side, of course. Yeah. I don't understand this when they show the coverage, the news coverage of that, like downtown Portland, where they have the ICE protesters, and they're right there at the front of the entrance. Why don't the police? Well, the Portland police don't get involved; they just stand on the sides. But you would just think they would blockade off that entire block, the left and right side of that street. Okay, nobody comes in, no cars, no protesters, and they're removed from the entrance in front of the ICE facility.
Yeah, you would think impeding traffic is an actual crime. You're not allowed to impede the flow of traffic.
Yeah, so I don't know why they don't do that. That would remove all the people, all the protesters, from right in front of the building, going face to face with the ICE agents and stuff. I don't know why they don't do that.
No, they need the optics for the news to make Trump look like a bad guy.
But I mean, the police just say, okay, we're going to block off the street. Police do that all the time. So it would be easy. You don't go across the barrier or you're arrested.
I'm sure that there are rules coming from like the mayor's office or something.
The mayor.
You have to let it happen. Yeah.
Right. The police in Portland, they're under orders. They don't get involved in. They say, well, it's a federal situation. No, it isn't. It's a Portland situation too. It's on Portland streets. But the mayor and the governor, they do nothing to stop it. Yeah. Anyway, so
I said the SFPD is having a big hiring fair, but I think I'm too old.
You think you could be a cop?
I'd probably be a good dirty cop.
Dirty cop. Well, yeah, right.
I used to know some of the guys on the beat.
Would you have a preference of what part of town they assigned you to if you were on patrol?
Oh, I'd like to get a street beat, probably in North Beach. I'd just walk from restaurant to restaurant, get free drinks at all the bars. Yeah.
Right.
They wouldn't give me a patrol car. They wouldn't give me a bike because they'd know I was drunk all day long.
Just an old-fashioned walk the beat. Yeah. That'd be good.
I used to know the cop named Jerry. He had that beat. When he was getting up towards the pension years, they couldn't really fire him. They had to let him remain on the force to get his rest of his years in. But he had already had so many DUIs that they couldn't give him a patrol car, so they just let him have the street beat. They knew what he was doing.
Right. Wow. Maybe they would let you smoke your pipe as you're walking the beat. I don't know if they allow that, but who knows? Yeah.
We get away with a lot. SFPD is one of the most corrupt police departments in the country. They've had years for the corruption to grow.
Right.
I know all the streets, though. I'd be a good San Francisco cop. I know the city well.
Yeah.
I could spot all the criminal activity with my eyes closed.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd be a valuable piece of manpower.
Yeah, but they'll probably look at my record and be like, "Nah, you're that guy we arrested like 3 times already."
Right.
Yeah. They would need new cops. They want like blue-haired, fat lady cops.
Exactly. Right.
Nothing. There's anything wrong with being a fat lady with blue hair. Perfectly acceptable.
Well, I mean, for San Francisco, absolutely. Because they're not going to arrest most of the criminals anyway. So
they're like to coddle them, to figure out why they're doing crimes.
That's right.
It's not chat stuck, or is it just not moving?
It's not moving. People
guys are all sleeping.
You know what I'll do is I think everyone fell asleep. So let's try something here. See if that has any effect on the show.
Get the squirrels running in their brains.
Right.
Hey, we just cracked 20 viewers.
20 just went up 2 people. See? Very nice. See if I got any likes today. Let's take a look here.
Hopefully it went up. There's only 3 when I thumbed it up like hours ago. Oh yeah, that's showing 9.
9
pretty
thumbs
good.
Up. That's great.
It's almost 50%. It was over 50 until we got
the other channels do 150%. So they have X number of subs, but they get X plus 200% viewers. I mean, it's just extraordinary, you know?
Yeah, well, I could like log out, log back in with like 3 other accounts and put more thumbs up.
Well, I mean, there's nothing funny going on over those places. I mean, it's all above board, you know? Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes I dumb those other channels down, but I mean, it still gives an interaction. I think it counts the same whether it's a thumb up or a thumbs down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So here's a good topic. So I was washing some dishes in the sink, and you put on the slippery laundry soap, dishwasher soap, and I was using my phone at the same time, and it fell out of it was a microwavable glass bowl, and it fell out of my hand and broke in the sink. And I said, bike. So I was picking up each piece to throw them out, and a couple pieces fell down the drain of the glass shards.
No, now you got to stick your hand in there with that.
Well, I can't do that.
That meat chewer in there.
So I cleaned out all the glass from the sink and wiped it down. So that was fine. But there were a couple small pieces, maybe an inch square kind of sized pieces. So I thought, well, they're stuck in there. Maybe if I put the trash, what's it called? The
trash garbage disposal.
Well, maybe if I flip on the garbage disposal, it'll just grind them up because they're pretty small. And I'm sure, and it also might just destroy the garbage disposal machine. Anyway, so I put it on. It was yeah, really, grinding away. And I thought, well, this might work. And I had the water running, and then it stopped. And I was just going.
You jammed it.
Jammed it, just totally stuck. So I'm gonna have to get that looked at. That was my
unplug it underneath, and then you could stick your hand in there.
Oh, I don't know how to do any of that shit.
What was that movie? It's a movie about some guy. They stuck his hand in the garbage disposal.
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder. Yeah, that was it.
What an amazing film. Yeah, I've seen that.
Horrific scene. Yeah. That's the movie that makes me scared of sticking my hand inside the garbage disposal.
Right. Now, those guys who were at his house demanding the silver dollar collection he got, for being a POW, those guys were real bad boys. Like
bad dudes.
They were some really bad Texas.
Deadly serious.
That's right. They were deadly serious. Right.
I get that movie mixed up with the Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
I don't think I ever saw that one, but yeah. But that movie, Rolling Thunder, wow, what a movie. Hey,
Patrick.
How you doing? Elf is on Uzi's channel. Well, how about that?
Uzi has his own channel? Or is he streaming on Nick's channel?
I have no idea.
I wonder how, it must be on Nick's channel. How would the Elf find Uzi's channel?
Yeah, no idea. Your channel is on. I just looked here. You have a channel going right now.
They must be simulcasting.
I guess it is. Well, I don't know. But it's live. And that guy...
Getting more hours.
That guy Puck is on it right now. So maybe that's the Nick channel. I don't know.
I bet
you had a channel that was live
jams the jelly. I didn't know. Before I jumped on the stream, I looked at my my notifications to see if anybody else was streaming, and I didn't see anybody streaming.
Well,
they must have just started.
Are you the only one that can turn it on?
I think when I was on Nick's StreamYard, there was my buttons were on there. Like you could decide which channels to put it on with along with X and the other platforms.
I see.
That's okay. There might be one or two people on my channel. Sometimes I go look at it. There's like one person there from these other streams where they know me, and then they just jump on to see what Dr. Bob is doing.
I'm banned on the Watch Nicholas channel.
No way.
I can't make any comments. Well, I did that a month ago. I wanted to make a comment, and it didn't show up.
Man.
And he banned me on his Discord. He removed me from his Discord.
Wow.
2-3 months ago when he changed his panel lineup, back then. About a week or 2 or 3 later, I looked up Discord and I was gone. Took me off. Which, his page.
Patrick wants to know who has my keys. I think they told me I have one set of keys I could give away on StreamYard, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet, so nobody should have my keys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at that's an old show. Hold on, let me look up. There's a live show. Yeah, there is a live show. Yeah, that's being simulcast on your channel.
Nice. Well, might get me a couple more hours.
Right. Yeah, Elf is the guest.
Yeah. Pucko, he's a dangerous one to have on your show. He says a lot of things that could get you struck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could give your keys to Jax. AD is asking.
Yeah, I should. I'll figure it out. I think I'd have to log into a different website or something. Banners never win, and winners never ban.
I don't know if that's true.
Is that true? That it says, how cool will it be when you get monetized? Then you can get struck.
Right.
I don't think it's a prerequisite. You don't have to be monetized to get struck, but I guess those people they wouldn't want to strike it until you do get monetized.
Right. Then they really want to double impact the pain. Right.
Yeah. Like 5 years ago, I had my channel got struck from YouTube. I didn't even have any shows. They just didn't like the comments I was making. They kept giving me warnings and putting me on timeouts, and then eventually they just like, no, you can't even have your channel anymore.
Right.
Hate and discountness. The banners. It sounds like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, I have another circus sound thing. Let me see what that is. Yeah, this one.
Is that free music that's on the StreamYard, or is that special tunes?
That's YouTube free music. This one feels more circusy. I don't know.
What's the topic? Oh, we want sausages. We're
Tonight,
talking about
I have no
cliches.
I have no idea. I'm thinking about dinner now, maybe. So, do you still have chicken left over from last night?
No, I ate it for lunch. I made the chicken quesadillas with what was left. I still have the bones and the carcass.
In one day?
There's a couple other people. There's a few other people here helped me.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna boil the carcass for a broth and make some kind of a porridge or something out of it.
Very good.
Tactical minivans.
I have no topic.
I don't know. What would a tactical minivan? Probably have to be 4-wheel drive. Maybe an Astro van.
I don't know. I don't know about vans. Couldn't answer.
I used to have a big van.
Wow. Yeah.
I had a big green Dodge van with shag carpeting all over it and a folding bed in the back. And then someone told me that my mom told me never go out with a guy with a van like yours.
Wow.
Patrick, jump on the show. Show needs guests. Show needs money. Super chat now.
Yeah, all 25 people. Super chat. Support the channel. Become a member. PayPal, Cash App, Ko-Fi, Super Chat, Cash App. Throw me some scraps.
Morty's scrapyard. You're in competition with Uzi now.
Oh, unbelievable.
Oh, wow, 25 people. Let's get to 30. Call your friends. Tell them about the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we make our beef stew. We just pick up the scraps, throw it in. Yeah.
Well,
hey, hello,
they told me minestrone is basically everything that your grandma kept in that container next to the sink, and they just throw it in the pot and make soup out of it.
Really? Well, minestrone is really good, so. Unless it's, leftover shit. You know. AD's freaking out. It's okay.
Apparently, he inherited mom and dad's van.
Ah, right, right.
Oh, you have a coffee. Send Morty coffee now.
Mm. Sure. Good man. Dude, that's a cool van. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, keep that van life videos, Patrick. That'd be good.
Wow. Yeah, Patrick, you can drive your van all around Texas there, blasting this carnival music out of the loudspeakers.
Victor Price.
In Vincent Price, maybe.
Yeah, I think he means Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, right. Right. Well, one part of me would like to keep the show going till midnight, like another 6 hours. But another part of me is like, well, I'm all done. I have nothing going on, and
blew your load already.
It's all been talked about, and the face blasting will continue on the other channels, and and dinner time is coming up. So
you can end it whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna wrap it up.
All right, you guys got 2 minutes to send in your last super chats before Morty ends the stream.
2 minutes, and then we'll close out the show. This is the music they blast at 7-Elevens to keep the teens from loitering. Really? Wow.
Yeah, 7-Eleven always has that sign when they're near schools that only 2 Utes are allowed in the store at a time.
Well, now, I mean, 7-Eleven gets rampaged by, the animals that go in there in these cities and just destroy the entire store, or any kind of store now, or shopping malls. 100, 200
jewelry stores.
100, 200 of these people come in and they just take over the mall and destroy everything.
Wig and weave shops.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. The heyday of 7-Eleven was in the 80s when they first came out with the Big Gulp. They used to have video games in there and a comic book rack.
Yeah, you're right. They did. I remember that. That was way, way back. They had, AD, thank you, man. $9.99. I'm all out of super chat stuff to say anyway, whatever the fuck. Thank you very much, AD.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
It worked. Got you another one. The 2-minute warning. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Right. All drained out. Too much face blasting. Yeah. Well, I think it's time.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Bob, for hopping on the panel.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the show, and to the Super Chatters. Thank you for supporting the channel. And check out those other channels for the ongoing hate, lies, and viscountness.
Live action soap opera.
Right, exactly. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, Morty.
Bye.